Hello and welcome back. We're at KubeCon 23 North America, live from Chicago, Illinois. And this is part of our partner interview series. And I'm joined by Colin from Krumware. Colin, how's KubeCon treating you so far?
It's awesome so far. We've had several talks that we have to get prepared for. We have to prepare slides at the last second for things like this. But it's been great energy, great time, lots of great technologies.
I would have figured you had these slides done because you were like waiting in anticipation to do this interview. So
you start to prepare them, and we talk about this stuff all the time, and you sit down to actually do them thinking it's going to take you 10 minutes, and 3 hours later, here we are.
So you have some slides. You guys are doing a lot of awesome work around the platform space. Primarily about this new concept called core platform, but I shouldn't take away, what you're about to talk about. So you got some slides. So let's see what that looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll do a little bit of intro. So my name is Colin Griffin. Obviously, I'm with Krumware. We help software vendors actually build better software, particularly in the cloud native space. So we help folks understand how to build and ship software to their end users as well. Because of that, let's see, I'm going to jump ahead. In cloud native today, everyone's seen the landscape. You've seen the hell that is the CNCF landscape. There's a million tools out there that we have to pick from. And I really like this slide from a deck. I think it was Humanitech that came out showing recently, after 2020, just the amount of tools we have to pick is absolutely overwhelming. We were born into that space. So what we tend to focus on is we come with predefined stacks and solutions that customers can adopt. So they don't have to think about that part. They can just get to code, build their solutions, deliver them to customers, and start making money. That's really important to us. Some of the solution services and things that we do everything from component-driven design strategy. So how do we actually compose and develop front-end applications and adaptable applications with many development teams, all the way down through infrastructure. But this platform thing is pretty new in terminology. I think two words we've probably heard in every KubeCon talk is Arco and then platforms. And so everybody's got a different definition. So we've got platform engineering stuck right in the middle. And how we got involved in this is since we're teaching people how to build applications and helping them build applications, we found that when we went to deliver those to operations teams, IT ops teams to run that stuff, they said, "What the heck did you hand me? I have no idea what to do with this." So we started needing to build the tools and providing the tools that the operators could actually use to support the developers and run these applications that we were delivering. So we backed into this platform mindset and really excited about platforms as a concept. Let's see. So we talk a lot about Rancher as the core platform, and what does that mean? Rancher is really important to us as an organization because we build everything on top of it. And the reason we build on top of it is because it handles a lot of the stuff underneath the hood that we would have to invent and write ourselves. And it's great. It's a great interface, right? So operators can get in there, dig, learn about Kubernetes, work in a manner that they're familiar to, and they don't need to necessarily know it's Kubernetes under the hood, but it gives us some extra tools around that.
Sure. What is a platform? So what do you guys define as a platform?
Yeah, so a platform is a set of policies, procedures, tools, and things we call capabilities. Capabilities would be maybe storage, compute, artifact storage. It could be your CI/CD, anything that it takes to run an operational product as an organization. The summation of all those things is the platform.
Interesting. Now, from that, is that where we get the term platform engineers, the people who are building, I might have gone on a tangent there, the people who are building, adopting, and, strategizing. I don't know if that's a word, but I like to use it, strategizing about what needs to be added, how to optimize that platform.
Right. Yeah, so the CNCF working group defines a platform as that set of capabilities, and there's a nice little diagram that they've put together that shows that with platform engineering, it's not just like DevOps. There's an evolution there, and the evolution is really around product thinking. It's enabling IT folks to think about their developers as end users or end consumers of these tools that they're providing, even the infrastructure, right? Kubernetes is essentially a platform. So this diagram shows a bunch of those tools, but the operators are now becoming platform engineers because their developers are asking for things, and there's this value exchange that happens in the middle, right? But if we look at this diagram, there's a lot in there that they have to pull together today. And that's just unattainable for most companies, especially first time in cloud native.
I wouldn't wish that. Probably my worst enemy, having to first time look
right,
at the
right.
landscape and going, what do I pick? Where do I start?
Right. And what do these capabilities even mean
Sure.
at that point, right? So when we talk about a core platform, and there's several different kinds of platforms. A lot of these platforms that we see at KubeCon, there's internal developer platforms, right? There's data platforms. Everything has this P word in there. And then there are the complete platforms, like the things that really do everything for you and are a closed ecosystem. Rancher to us is a good complete ecosystem, but it's more than that.
Okay.
It's extensible. Things can be built on top of it. Right, you
talk about those UI extensions right there.
Yeah, UI extensions are a great big part of that.
Oh my God, we've been talking about it for months now. I love them.
Yeah, so we're super excited about UI extensions because when the operators start to dig in and get familiar, they need more things. They find some more tools and things that they need, and they might enlist an app dev team internally to go build something for them to make their lives easier. Or what we find with Rancher a lot is the developers start digging in and using Rancher as an IDP, as an internal developer platform. So when they need some additional tools or they need to change their workflow, if we can give them UI extensibility where they can build embedded apps and experiences in Rancher, they don't have to build that from scratch.
No.
Right?
No.
So that gets them to market immediately, gets them tools they need immediately, right? And it doesn't lock them in. And the big thing there is Rancher does come with a complete, mature ecosystem of apps. I can just point and click. They're tightly integrated, and they just work. They just run.
He's mentioning Fleet, by the way. What else does Rancher enable you guys to do at Krumware to build that core platform for your customers? Yeah,
so when we start working with a customer, especially a software vendor, when they build these cloud-native solutions, and they're really complex, they contain a lot of these things. They, most of the time, in effect, are a platform that's being delivered. And so when we look at the overlay, the cake, the sheet cake that is the Rancher architecture, we see a lot of these capabilities that get listed out in the platform's white paper and the other CNCF artifacts. If we overlay that on top of their diagram, it effectively is our platform. But what does that mean to end users? So an example that we have of a project that's ongoing for us is working through a customer, Wake Forest University, in North Carolina. They needed to adopt and run a data commons platform, which is a federated research data sharing platform.
Oh, okay.
Really cool in the healthcare space. The National Institute of Health is asking organizations as a part of their grant to make their research publicly available and consumable. So that's really impactful. But they need a way to host that. So they go and they find a solution, which is a data commons. And then they work backwards and say, okay, now how am I going to run this thing?
Right? Almost how to operationalize that.
Right.
Okay.
So here's this new thing, right? It's an app. It's going to be easy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's built on Kubernetes. How do you even spell that? That's their reaction to this.
I still misspell it today.
Right. And so there's two problems there. One, if I'm an adopter, an operator, how the heck am I going to run this thing and get it live and keep it secure so that I can make money on it and not lose money on it, obviously, right? And so we went upstream to the open source project called Gen 3. Great project, get involved, super impactful with the University of Chicago. We're going to do a talk there this afternoon with the University of Chicago here at KubeCon about this. Well, when they come up with a core platform, and this is kind of that diagram repurposed, and I hope it's the text is a little small, so I apologize for that. We can actually define how their architecture serves as a data platform, how it allows researchers to access data, input data, do ETL. But there's this burden of support that gets introduced on them.
Sure.
Right. So somebody comes to them and says, this is great. I need this platform. What's Kubernetes? Suddenly, the guys that develop the platform have to support somebody adopting Kubernetes.
Yeah.
That's a huge pain. So how do we shortcut that? Right? So we can think of the Gen 3 platform as just an app in the marketplace for Rancher. And we can leverage Rancher and put that in place at these organizations, a healthcare institution who may not have Kubernetes maturity yet, and use that to drive their adoption journey, and then deploy that platform inside of it and leverage all the other architectural pieces. So if we actually what we did is we've gone, and with Wake Forest, we've deployed Rancher, we've deployed NewVector, and a number of the other tools to productionize and operationalize inside of their Google Cloud environment. Well, the project initially was written for EKS, AWS. So the business requirement is I have to be in GCP. How do I ship that? So when we went and worked with Gen 3 started to standardize their Helm charts, their packaging, and all that. But now it's done in a way it's highly compatible with Rancher. So all they have to say is, hey, if you want to run this in production, use Rancher.
So Rancher's kind of like that abstraction. Doesn't matter if you're on GCP, EKS, that's that abstraction that they kind of standardize
100%.
to. Awesome.
100%. So now what we're doing with Wake Forest is we're actually leveraging Rancher as the core platform that we use to bring all the additional capabilities that the Gen 3 folks should not have to write.
Yeah.
Right? There's a bunch of bring your own areas in those capabilities. So we're bringing the artifact scanning, right? We're bringing the networking. We're bringing message bus. We're exposing additional interfaces like Kibana to end users and things like that weren't necessarily intentional for Gen 3, but they enhance the platform experience. And we couldn't do that if Rancher wasn't an open extensible platform. And for anybody that's trying to ship and make their cloud native software platforms adoptable, they absolutely should consider just building on top of Rancher.
That's awesome.
Right?
That's awesome to hear.
Yeah. So we're running in production for Wake Forest on multiple environments. We're running in Civo, which is a great partner as well.
That is a good partner. I will, and it's breaking news. I will be speaking at Civo Navigate here in Austin coming up.
I'll see you there.
Hope to see you. We'll see you there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we're doing that. We're doing AWS. We're doing GCP. So we're meeting all their business requirements. The environment's secure, and they're ready to rock and roll. So it's mission successful, but because of Rancher for us.
Awesome.
That's it. I got a few remarks about business value, but we'll leave those for the slides.
All right. Well, that was very insightful. Good luck on your talk with the University of Chicago. Was that it?
Yeah, University of Chicago Center for Translational Data Science.
That's
it'll be later this afternoon.
That is a mouthful.
Absolutely. It's about their platform journey.
That's amazing. So, Colin, we talk all the time. Thank you for coming on the show, and we'll see you guys in the community.